Bullpup Gaming, what's up? Michael, aka KnucklesUp here. Um, right now it's 2 a.m. in the morning. I just got done speaking with tens of people regarding things that were just happening, and I felt like just talking about. Let me just shift that black real quick. Yeah, that's good. I felt like just talking about what's been going on is important right now. I'm going to try and keep myself very brief here because, again, 2 a.m. So, for my sake, I'm going to try and keep this quick so I can go to sleep. And the second is, I don't want you guys to have to sit through a 20-minute long ass video of me explaining what's going on. I'm not going to explain particular instances that's happened recently. I'm just going to talk generally about things that I feel are important to say. I'm going to close it out, and then I'm going to hope that you guys can understand the admin. Sorry. The admin perspective and my perspective as the owner so far. And this is regarding CSGO Season 2 of Bullpup. And so we're in week one right now. We started on Monday. It's Thursday at 2 a.m. So it's going to be Thursday later when you see this, but still Thursday. So we're basically day 4. And so we've had, I would say, a couple of problems, some small, some bigger, as we're seeing right now. And so here's what I'm going to say just regarding Season 1 so far. We're relatively new in terms of operating CSGO tournaments. This is our second. The first one we tried to run, we just didn't get enough interest to warrant spending amount of money on it. It just didn't make like a good investment for the teams. We just decided to cut it. We said, let's just make a free tournament. We'll run that. It'll be a good one. I'll put some of my own money up so that we can get free merch for the winners. Still coming, Los Vaqueros. Congratulations on winning Season 1. Season 1 came. We had a free tournament. There were a lot of problems with that tournament, but overall, I'd say it's pretty successful for our first one. Solid work. We had 8 teams. 8 teams? No, sorry, 12 teams. It's 2 a.m. We had 12 teams, and I thought it went pretty solid for a free tournament. I'd like to specify and start by saying Season 1 ended. It ended with Los Vaqueros beating Fusion in the finals. The very next day, myself and every admin who I picked who applied to be an admin were on Discord the following day talking about everything you could possibly think of for Season 2. We may have missed a thing here and there, and I will fully concede that. We talked about everything from format, how it's going to be cost, what's the rank caps, who can we play, who can we not play, everything you can possibly think of. And the time frame and the schedule, we put a lot of time into figuring this out. And why I'm here today to just talk is to say that we put a lot of time into 3 things regarding our server here and our tournament that we're trying to run with Season 2. The first is our rules, behavior, and then just how we handle disputes. And so what I'm going to say for rules is that, again, we missed some stuff. We tried to up the rules and add some more that we felt were needed to be addressed in the last season. There were a couple that we missed. Recently we saw a case with I'm sorry, again, 2 a.m., forgive me, lack of respect in Fatal Gaming, that's it, where we had late issues, which was combined with technical issues, and we totally understand that I don't think we were as prepared necessarily as we would if we had experienced that before and we had written that information down on paper. And I will acknowledge that we don't necessarily get everything all the time as admins, especially myself. The other guys are more prepared because most of them come from a CSGO background. I keep telling this, and I'll make it very, very clear so everyone knows. I'm a Call of Duty guy and Smash Bros guy. I've been playing COD since God knows how long, but competitively 2016 up until now. And then Smash Bros competitively for the last year and a half. And I've been both really good at both of them, and the reason why I'm a TO for everything is because just general knowledge carries over from one game to the other. It comes down to certain technicalities, certain rank differences, certain game language that always changes when you go from game to game. But for the most part, the general aspect stays the same. You can run a tournament from one, you can run a tournament for another. And so I will take it with a grain of salt. I definitely miss things. I'm not a CSGO guy. That's why I have 4 other great admins who can help me out in these situations. Now, again, we miss some things. I would say we hit the hammer, hit the fuck, I don't even know. We hit most things most of the time, me and my admins. I would say we're not going to hit everything all the time. There's going to be times where we're going to miss things. And considering this is our second CSGO tournament, I would ask of you that you allow us to have the opportunity to correct wrongs that we have done. For example, there have been talks of recently, there's a case, again, as I mentioned, with lack of respect in Fatal Gaming, and the way we handled that being the game was late. So we wrote an entire section about late starts. And I will say it's not good TOing to introduce rules in the middle of seasons and leagues that should have been done prior. Totally can see that. I just asked of you, again, our second CSGO season, you bear with us a little bit to figure out everything that needs to happen. And then you kind of move forward with us, and you'll see that these problems are likely not to happen in the future once they occur the first time. There's chances are you occur the first time, you learn from your mistakes, you move on, that problem never happens again because it's written in stone. And the next thing I want to talk about is just behavior quickly. I think that overall, and I think Spinks addressed it yesterday, it's Thursday, yesterday, and he said that he wanted to remind everyone of the behavior rules because right now there's been issues with just kind of people maybe yelling at each other. Even a case with, a team, I'm not going to get into it, but just like it's swastikas and shit, dumb shit like that. Forgive my language, but dumb stuff like that. And I would just remind you all and keep you reminded that I want to treat this league as a place where we can all come to play, improve on our gameplay, and frankly to have fun. You're obviously here to make money if you want to play in tournaments with cash prizes. If you want to win, if you want to make money, you're also here for that. I'm also concerned about just everyone being in here and having a good time because frankly I don't think that you're going to want to come back to a league if you don't have a good experience the first time. And I'm trying to make this as much of a tournament organization experience as it is when you go to a tournament in real life where there is that social aspect. And that's why Discord's such a great place to do this. But I would just urge everyone to think about the way they conduct themselves. And I'm not saying be angels. I'm not an angel. I cuss sometimes. I'm not a great kid every single day. But I would just like to remind everyone, just keep it polite. Don't be a dick. If you feel like being a dick, don't be a dick. And I would say just try and keep it polite and respectful. That's all I care. I don't really care if it's necessarily the most cordial place. It's not going to be at the end of the day. It's a gaming league. I get that. But just try to keep it respectful. And that's all I can really urge you to do. And the last thing I want to just address briefly is recent disputes. I would just like to let everyone know, when a dispute happens between two teams, it is up to myself and my admins to figure out what happened, where something went wrong, who's involved, when did it happen, why it happened, and just like how we can move forward. It is up to me and my admins to do all of that. I appreciate opinion from every side of every position. From the two teams involved, from people who have outside perspectives. I think it's all important to formulating a decision and finding out what's wrong with a particular problem. I don't think that... let me rephrase that. I think that if you are not necessarily involved in the situation, if you're not part of the two teams, I'd say it's best leave it to me and my admins. Again, we're not perfect, but we know a thing or two. We'll try our best to make the best decision we possibly can. Then we will report it. We will let everyone know what's going to happen. And from there, we will move forward. Again, I appreciate opinions from everyone, but I think when we have cases like today, there was an issue regarding rank allegations between two teams that played earlier today, and one team alleged that another team had ranks higher than what they said, and ranks that were not appropriate for this tournament. Right now, we're investigating it, and we're dealing with it as promptly as we possibly can. And whether or not we find things is irrelevant. Just think of the dispute. When I am trying to deal with team number 1 and team number 2 and 3 of my admins, and a couple of guys in the server who know a thing or two behind the scenes, and maybe this guy who played with this guy a year ago and said no or yes or whatnot. You can understand how that can be hard on me, as well as similar situations like my admins when we have to deal with things like that. I would say if it doesn't necessarily pertain to you directly, I just try to keep it to yourself, maybe ask if something's going on. I'll try and tell you yes, there is something going on and we're dealing with it as fast as we possibly can. Then I will make it my duty, my obligation to tell you what's going on so you can stay in the loop, so you can ask questions if you need things answered, and so we can all have a more open community. I don't want there to be confusion. That's the worst thing that could possibly happen. If there is a dispute that happened and you don't agree with the decision, but not necessarily you don't know everything that happened, or maybe once you know everything that happens, you're going to be able to formulate your own opinion, and that's going to be fine after that. But we don't want people to be confused about the decisions we make, the reasons why we made it, and just how we came to that conclusion. And I would say if there's ever a dispute again, I would say just maybe try to keep it out of general if you're involved in it. Again, I'm not going to stop you. I'll be honest. I'm not going to crucify you if you want to let other people know what's going on. But when you go into general chat as someone who's a part of the league, but from an outside perspective, maybe you're part of one team who's not involved with the other two, maybe isn't even in the same division as the other two, you don't even know who's on that team, and you walk into a general chat where maybe you only see a one-sided argument that says XYZ, Team A, horrible team, they cheated, blah, 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 blah. You only see one side of the argument. That raises far more questions than it answers. It just creates more confusion. It leads to a more polarized league. I really don't want that. So I would just say, try to make it less confusing for everyone if you're involved in a dispute. I would say come directly to myself, come directly to another admin as fast as you possibly can, because we're the ones that A, are going to solve your problem, but B, you can't really go to people in the server for help if they're not in an admin position. You can't go to general chat and just begin to talk about your issues with XYZ if we're not notified about them as fast as they come up. And if we're not aware they exist, we can't aim to solve the problem. So I would say keep it to us. We're the people you need to talk to. And believe me, I wouldn't have picked the admins. I wouldn't have picked Tab. I wouldn't have picked Control. I wouldn't have picked Spix. I wouldn't have picked Doug. I wouldn't have picked any of them if I didn't think they were capable in solving the issues of this league. I didn't think they would be. If I didn't pick them, like, they would have gone to other people who would have been more capable, presumably, but these were the people who I felt were most capable, most reliable, and most consistently online. You can see all of them online pretty much every day. We all have lives too, and we make an effort to be on every day. I will admit, recently I've had midterm season, and so has Doug. I'm not sure about the other admins. Tab's been pretty busy too. I think we all have, frankly, but we've been on every day trying to make it work for you guys, because this is something that we feel is important. This is something that we see growing in the future to be something even bigger, and we see the only way for us to achieve those goals, to make ourselves bigger and to make ourselves grow, is to make sure that everyone in here has a positive experience. And for that reason, I need you to talk to us if you have issues. I don't want you to take it to anyone outside. Talk to your team members first, and then please come talk to me. Come talk to Tab, Control, Spinks, Doug, whoever it may be, whatever the issue is, whichever admin pertains best to it. Please talk to them. And I have any questions you may have, I'm here to answer them. And if I can't answer them because I'm not maybe well versed with them, I will refer you to the admin who is best responsible to answer them. Sorry. I'm going to end off with this. I'm already at 14 minutes, and again, I apologize. I said this video was not going to be long, but I just need to get that all out because I feel it's really important. It's 2:10 a.m. right now. I would like you to all understand, I'm a human being. I make mistakes. Tab is a human being. He makes mistakes. So is Control, so is Spinks, so is Doug. We all have lives outside of this server, as I said. We all have responsibilities outside of this server. And we are all human. I'm not sure, again, because you guys don't see all the behind-the-scenes work, the extent, the extent to which the amount of time we put into this league, to making this league, and not only just forget about CSGO, to making all the Smash Bros, Call of Duty, CSGO, and to making Bullpup as a whole form together and make it work. I'm not sure if you guys have seen all that work behind the scenes because you haven't been exposed to it. All you've seen is just the Discord, and it's like, hey, we're planning a tournament. And that's it. We worked our asses off to make Season 2 possible. We pushed... I've never seen more people promote harder in a week span to get 16 teams than we did. And we were able to achieve our goal, which is awesome. Like, looking back at the process from when Season 2 was announced to when Season 2 deadline was for signups, I didn't think we were going to get 16 teams. And then myself, all my admins, we lifted up our shoes, we pulled up our straps, we were just like, fuck it, if we're not going to get, pardon my language again, but if we're not going to get these teams, like, if we don't push, how are we going to get these teams? They're not going to come in. We worked our butts off. Again, sorry, I don't have water, 2 a.m. Like, I'm up at 2 a.m. I've been solving a dispute for the last, this would be 7 hours now. It's effectively 7 hours long, the last dispute I've had to deal with. And that's taken up a lot of time. And we work our butts off to make this place efficient. We work our butts to make to make this league and to make this Discord a very fun place to be and a place where people can play, compete, and improve. And I just ask, again, we're going to make mistakes. We're not perfect, but please acknowledge the amount of work that I myself put into this. And please acknowledge the amount of work that my Rambos, my Bullpup Rambos, the amount of work that they put into it. Because at the end of the day, we're responsible for the ship. If it comes sinking down, it's all on us, okay? And I want this to succeed so much, and I think right now we're in a really good position. It's week 1 right now of a CSGO tournament that lasts 10 weeks long. 7-week regular season, 3 weeks for playoffs. We're having some problems right now, which is totally understandable in a brand new season where more than half the teams did not play last season. I 100% get that. I guarantee you, I'm willing to bet, you put it week 2, we're not going to have nearly as many problems as we did week 1. This is an anomaly. You guys don't need to worry about this. It's going to be fine the following week. You may not agree with everything. You may not like every decision made in the first week regarding disputes. This is going to allow us to move forward, to prepare, to learn from our mistakes, to grow as a company, and to grow as an organization, and just make this place better for you guys. And again, I'm sorry. I promise this wouldn't be a 20-minute video. I'm almost at 18. So what are you going to do? You're gonna sue me or something? You're not going to do anything. That's what I wanted to say to you guys. Again, it's 2 a.m. I'm going to go to bed after this, and I appreciate you guys sticking around. And if you made it to the end, I really do appreciate that because, frankly, I think this video is important for you guys to watch, to understand my perspective, the admin perspective, and just what I hope we can move forward. I'll end with this. Rules, behavior, recent disputes, try and be respectful, try and handle them appropriately. If you ever have questions, come to myself, come to the Rambos. They're here for a reason. They're here to solve problems. I'm here for a reason, to run this organization, to make it a fantastic place to play. And if you ever have issues, we are literally here to solve them. So please just talk to us. I would like to finish also by saying we work our asses off to make this league good. We work our asses off to make Bullpup a sick place to hang out, a sick place to compete. We're trying our best to make this work. And we would really appreciate if you guys just stick with us. We appreciate all the support we get, and we appreciate it if you guys just kind of like give us week 1. Again, I'll finish with this too. It's week 1 of a 10-week season of a tournament in which most teams haven't played in our league before. That's completely okay. There's bound to be mistakes there. I foresaw it happening, and it's happening right now, and that's okay. Week 1. It's going to be a bit of an issue. It's going to be a bit of a problem. There are going to be problems here and there. I get that. We're going to go to week 2. It's not going to be as much of an issue. We're going to move through the league. There are going to be less problems as we go along. I can almost guarantee that. Okay? I'm going to end with that. It's been 19 minutes. Again, I apologize for the long-ass video. I felt this was very important, and I really appreciate all the support I'm getting on this. I'm going to bed, and I'm KnucklesUp, a.k.a. Michael, a.k.a. KnucklesUp. I flipped it. I should have said I'm Michael, a.k.a. KnucklesUp, but you guys got the point. Owner of Bullpup Gaming, I fucking love you guys. Again, sorry for swearing, but like, I love this community. I love what you guys have done with it. I genuinely appreciate all the support that we get, all the people signing up for tournaments, everything. And I want to thank you guys if you watch this video. Just it explains everything. And thank you for sticking around. I appreciate it. So you guys, I'm going to bed. It's 2:15. I'm so tired. So have yourself a good night, guys. Okay, see ya.